everyone, Dickie Bennett here. Today we're going to clean some coins. Now I am just going to clean some clad coins. I'm going to tumble them. So don't be putting a bunch of remarks, oh you should never clean coins or anything, because I'm going to clean these so I can go cash them in. They won't take them like in this kind of condition. So with that said, now there are some clad coins that are worth money also, some key dates. So you need to look that up. Make sure you don't tumble those, because that could hurt the value of those too. You'd want to treat those differently. But anyway, these are just a bunch of clad coins that are not worth any more than face value. I've sorted through them, and I'm going to show you how I tumble them. Now I clean coins, different coins, different ways, depending on what I'm going to do with the coin. But if it's a old coin that's collectible, I never clean it. And you really don't want to do that, because you'll destroy the value of it. And I'm sure you guys know that, so I'm not going to say anything more about it. I'm sure there'll be some people comment, oh, you should never clean coins. But anyway, these are just clad coins that I'm going to go cash in. So with that said, I'm going to get on with it and show you how I do it. Okay, step number one, I'm going to take all my clad coins, put them in a strainer, and I'm just going to wash them under water a little bit to get the excess dirt off of them. Next step, we're going to sort through them, make sure we don't have any key dates, and also separate the dimes, nickels, and quarters from the pennies. You basically don't want to tumble anything that's silver in with anything that's copper. Okay, there they are. Now it's time to do a little sorting. Got to get my cheaters on. Check those dates. Okay, I'm back. I've got them all separated. Got the pennies on the left, dimes, nickels, and quarters on the right. All clad. So now I've got to sort through them, just kind of make sure that there's not any key dates in there. And to do that, I use my little magnifying glass on a stand here. I think they use that for stamp collecting or something, I don't know. And the ones that are really hard to see, I use a jeweler's loop. That comes in handy. So yeah, it's a good thing I kind of sorted through them, separating them, because I did come up with a wheat penny in there that I didn't know was in there. I don't want to tumble it. I don't even know what date it is yet, though. But I'm going to do a separate video on how I kind of clean those up a little bit without hurting them. So anyway, now I'm going to show you how I put them in the tumbler and what I use to clean them up. Okay, here's what I'm going to be using. This is some aquarium gravel. And I'm using my tumbler from Harbor Freight. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, when you get this gravel, I like to take and clean it, put it in a strainer, and just kind of rinse it under water and kind of make sure to get all the dirt and stuff off of it. And we're going to use about a cup in each one of these tumblers. I've got 2 tumblers, one for the copper, one for the silver stuff. So we're going to put 1 cup of that in there. And then, this is what I use, and I've used a lot of different things and tested them, but this is what I like the best. This Murphy's oil soap. You can get it at a lot of different places. I think I buy this at Home Depot. It's only like $3 or $4. This big thing is concentrated. And what I like about it is it doesn't foam up a bunch like a lot of the, like I've used Dawn dishwashing liquid and that, what is it, orange something, Simply Orange, I think, hand cleaner. I've used a lot of different things, but I like this. It doesn't foam up as much, and it does a really good job in cleaning. It doesn't have any phosphates in it. I mean, they use this on wood floors and stuff, so it's a good cleaner, but it doesn't have any kind of acid in it to really, eat into the metals or anything, which on clad, I don't really care that much anyway, but this is what I use on this anyway, mainly because it doesn't foam up so much. Tossing in the silver. Silver clad. I shouldn't be calling it silver. Some people are going to freak out if I say it's silver. You can tell by looking at it, it's not silver. Silver comes out. Usually it comes out of the ground better condition than this. But anyway, my nickels, dimes, and quarters going in first. And we're going to add just a little bit of, maybe about a tablespoon. Probably didn't even really need that much. And that's pretty much it. We're going to add a little bit of water. Now, you can put a little a little salt in there, depending on your water. If your water's really hard, a little bit of salt will help it some, but I don't really find it necessary. Sometimes you can use distilled water, and I'll do that. Actually, that's what I'm probably going to do now because I've got a gallon of it here. On the clad stuff, it doesn't really matter. So I'm probably just going to use some faucet water. Save my distilled water for something else. Okay, so I added just enough water to cover them, maybe by a quarter of an inch. Just make sure they're all covered. Okay, one little tip here. When you put this lid on, it kind of traps a little air in there, so you need to kind of burp it. You don't want this thing coming loose, because it's gonna, as it tumbles, it's gonna heat up a little bit, and it's gonna cause a little bit of pressure inside. It's hard to get them to come off, but I have had it happen before. So what I do is I push this edge up and burp a little bit, because this has got some compressed air in from putting this lid on. You probably couldn't hear it, but it made a little hissing noise as the air came out, and now this lays flat, whereas it was kind of puffed up a little bit. Make sure that's down all the way. That's pretty much it. Put it in the tumbler and let it run. Same thing on the pennies. Okay, we got it rolling. We'll come back in a couple hours and maybe 3 hours. See how it looks. Okay, while those coins are tumbling for a couple hours, just kind of getting most of the dirt off of them, we're going to kind of prepare for phase 2. We're going to take those out in a couple hours, rinse them, and kind of clean out all the dirt, and then we're going to do something a little different, which you probably haven't seen before. So what you want to do is to get you some of these green, they're like Scotch Brights, or I don't know what they're called. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this up into a bunch of little pieces, and I'll be back in a minute to show you what that's all about. Okay, we're back. So I have drained the water and changed it, put a little more water in Murphy soap back in it, just like we did in the beginning. And now, this is just one of those pads cut in half. Well, actually, I cut it off in pieces and then take half of it and put in one, and take half of it and put in another. Now we're going to close it up, put it back on the tumbler, let it tumble for a little bit, and come back and see what they look like. Because right now, I mean, they look much better, but they still don't look that great. I mean, they're all right to cash in, but they can look better. So, anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it back on, tumble it for a little bit, and then we'll come back. Well, my new Harbor Freight tumbler lasted about 2 hours, and the motor froze up. So I decided to go ahead and get some more Lortones. They're always dependable. They seem to last longer than anything else. Plus, I think they're quieter. So anyway, yeah, I don't think I'll be getting any more Harbor Freight tumblers. Although the other one that I had before this one, it lasted a long time. It still works. I just can't find it because it's packed up. Okay. I've been tumbling for a few hours now, so let's open them up and let's see what we got. Okay, as you can see, there's not near as much suds as whenever you use like Dawn dishwashing liquid or something. Okay, let's get them cleared out and separated and see what they look like. Okay, here's the end result. Came out pretty good. We could let them tumble longer, but these are good enough to cash in. A lot better than they were before. Okay, well, I hope this helps. I have a few other ways that I clean coins and some jewelry too, so be sure and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss a couple of other things on the show. Okay, y'all have a good one.